We have two alumni, an alum and a near alum. An alum as of next Friday, Tracy Sell and John Schuler, who will say a word about their experience in the program, and then we'll all be available for questions.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tracy Sell. I work here at VDOT as a project manager in the Innovative Project Delivery Division. What my job entails is project management experience with design, build, and public-private partnerships. Just to give you a little bit of background regarding my participation in the TPOL program, I was a student from the 2005 to 2007 timeframe. I took approximately 2 classes a semester, which is definitely a doable number. The classes do entail some work outside of the time frame that you're in the actual class, but it's definitely manageable. The courses that I took during this duration entailed a wide array of subject matters. I took a maritime transportation course, a course dealing with the express industry, and courses dealing with transportation policy and operations. All the classes were extremely interesting in nature. The instructors were very knowledgeable and always willing to assist with any questions that you might have. The program was definitely an awesome networking opportunity. Working with students that are both in VDOT and outside of VDOT really helps. It enables you to get different perspectives on transportation issues. Additionally, having the opportunity to work with students that are in Montana as well as DC gives you a wide array of transportation scenarios to look at, just because the logistics are so different in those locations. I would definitely recommend this program to anyone. It has been an invaluable asset to me personally. I enjoyed every minute I was in the classes, and I've learned so much through the experience. And it really did help with my networking and getting to know additional people both in VDOT and outside of VDOT. And it has helped me tremendously professionally.
Thank you.
Right, I'm John Schuler. I'm graduating from the program this semester. I've got one more exam on Tuesday, then I'll be finished. I'm in the materials division out in Elko and central office here. I'll echo a lot of what Tracy said. I thought it was a very good networking program for meeting other people within VDOT as well as working with other professionals. The overall program, it's a very good mix in covering, obviously, policy. It's a public policy program, but policy, technology, economics, history of our transportation network, and comparative advantages, disadvantages, within our domestic system and internationally. So it had a very good array of subject matter. I will say, if you are working full-time at VDOT here, it can be difficult to do the course in the just under 2-year time frame that's recommended. So, I took a little bit longer to finish it. It can be a lot of work at times, but that's just something you'll have to work out. Of course, the convenience is very hard to beat. You're in your VDOT office. The learning partnership is very good to work with on this. They'll pick up almost all the tab. It's prepaid. Just as a matter of interest, I kept careful track of everything this program cost me, because sometimes you owe a little bit extra tuition and just driving into classes or driving up to Arlington. So I got this master's degree for $2,203 out of my own pocket. So I thought that was pretty good. GMU, I didn't realize it before I entered the program. I probably should have, but certainly after a few classes. For a public policy degree, this is an excellent university to go to. It's right outside of DC, so you have access to the faculty and also guest speakers in the classes from the World Bank, ambassadors, IMF, all sorts of associations, AASHTO, APTA, and when you get on the email distribution list, you're always getting emails, especially for you people up in Nova. Tomorrow night there's a talk from ambassador so-and-so, or World Bank this, IMF that. So it's very, very good for public policy, in my opinion. The courses you take, it's a lot of paper writing is what this entails. It's an arts degree, but generally you have a pretty wide latitude in what you can write your papers on. So you can pick your topics, and I was really able to learn quite a lot through this. My first semester we had basically a management course, so I did a paper topic on the project management initiative at VDOT. So that was very helpful, just talking to other people within VDOT and being able to organize that and find out about that. This last semester, most recently, I did a paper on technology and immaturity in society. That was very interesting. Able to get some thoughts together on that. Was able to write a paper on advantages of dedicated highway lanes for bus transit. VDOT combination public transit operation. That was interesting. Papers on security of our infrastructure. Very interesting paper I was able to put together on how culture affects the art that a society produces. Not transportation related, but that course dealt more with comparative culture. That was very good. So there's a lot of things you can make the most of as far as finding out about VDOT, transportation industry in general, and being an arts and public policy degree, broader range that way. And finally there's a practicum course, which is a capstone course, and that again you get to work with a lot of other professionals. A lot of the students in this program are also working in for government up in DC area, something like that. So that was a good project. Our team leader was an economist with Department of Labor. So working on, and that's a real project you get to work on. We studied whether or not Arlington County should implement a parking tax. And that was a very good project, and I got to see how an economist would lay out numbers, things like that. And that was interesting to me. This semester I got to work with people from WMATA, the Washington Metro, which was very interesting. And like Tracy said, you have other DOTs and all sorts of other professionals in here. So I thought it was a great opportunity. I was at the time I went in, I was considering maybe going for an MBA. I decided on this program, and certainly I've never regretted it. And I learned a lot. I'm looking forward to being able to use what I learned, through my career.
Great. Well, thank you very much. We have students coming in from a broad range of disciplinary backgrounds. So people with engineering, technology, engineering, economics, history, divinity studies, a very broad range. And I think, there's nothing in your undergraduate preparation that would, exclude you. I think, depending on your skills as a student, that's going to be what determines how challenging you find the classes. There is a quantitative orientation to some of the courses, the economics course, the analysis course, the planning course, and the transportation systems course. There are quantitative parts. As John mentioned, there's also a lot of writing in the program, and so the ability to write term papers and policy memo type writing is required, and there's a presentation requirement in many courses as well. So but we think that's, for a professional degree, it's appropriate to be able to communicate in writing and in oral presentation, and also to have good quantitative skills. So I think it's really essential to have that when you graduate from the program, but there's no specific requirement for prerequisite courses in anything to enter the program.
My background was civil engineering, so during my undergrad I did a lot of problem solving and math problems, science problems, stuff like that. So in this program, as John alluded to, it's extensively based on writing and doing presentations and those sort of activities. And I felt that was really, really critical to my employment now. As you move up organizationally, you'll tend to do more presentations and public speaking and have to synthesize things into documents. So I felt like that was very important to me personally. So I thought it was very beneficial.
I think so too. If you're a strict number cruncher, writing skills are important. It might be a little bit more difficult for you, but there should be no worry about what your background is.